In the frozen silence of the Arctic expanse, where the wind howls like a chorus of ghosts across endless ice floes and the sun hangs low in a perpetual twilight, a colossal shadow stirs, a form that blends with the snow like a phantom rising from the depths, embodying the raw essence of survival in a world sculpted by unrelenting cold. This is Ursus maritimus, the polar bear, gazing across the shimmering horizon and declaring in the language of the wild, "Hold my insulating blubber. I'm about to make endurance look like a casual dip." With paws that propel through water like natural oars and a coat that defies the deepest chill, this colossal carnivore isn't just a symbol of the Arctic. It's a swimming juggernaut, a biological powerhouse whose feats could inspire submersible technology or unravel the mysteries of thermal resilience. Revered in Inuit legends as the Great Lonely Roamer, since time immemorial, this bear's might has toppled ships and ignited scientific curiosity. Welcome to a chronicle that's equal parts glacial epic, physiological wonder, and adaptive triumph. Will this bear thaw our understanding of survival or freeze us in awe of nature's unyielding force? Stick around, because this narrative's got enough chill to captivate, and you won't want to miss the thaw at the end. For eons, polar bears have loomed large in the narratives of Arctic inhabitants, with Inuit elders weaving tales of nanuq, the master spirit of the hunt, in oral traditions dating back at least 2,000 years. But Western science caught up in the 18th century when explorers like James Cook, during his 1774 voyage, noted white bears swimming vast distances off Greenland's coast, their forms blending with ice floes like ghosts of the frozen sea. Imagine those seafaring pioneers peering through spyglasses from decks creaking under polar winds, witnessing bears diving for seals or traversing open water channels, leads in pursuits that seemed almost superhuman. By 1774, Constantine John Phipps formally classified Ursus maritimus, the maritime bear, distinguishing it from its terrestrial kin in the Ursidae family, a lineage now comprising 8 species worldwide. The 19th century amplified encounters, such as during the ill-fated Franklin expedition of 1845, where survivors' journals recounted bears circling trapped ships, scavenging with opportunistic cunning that underscored their apex status. By the early 20th century, adventurers like Robert Peary, claiming the North Pole in 1909, relied on Inuit knowledge of bear behaviors, learning to read tracks that spanned kilometers across shifting ice. The polar bear's evolutionary divergence from brown bears occurred around 150,000 to 130,000 years ago during the last interglacial period, as receding glaciers isolated populations in the Arctic. Genetic evidence from 2011 shows adaptations like white fur alleles that became fixed through natural selection. Fossil remains from Siberia's Yamal Peninsula, dated to 45,000 years ago, depict early forms with elongated snouts designed for breath hole hunting. Today, satellite collars track movements over areas up to 100,000 square kilometers, revealing swims of 687 kilometers in open water. It's a very polar chronicle, shifting from land-bound forebears to oceanic overlords. So how did they ensnare this icy icon? And why is its plunge so profound? Hold tight, because the answer's about to submerge. How does a creature weighing up to 800 kilograms swim through sub-zero waters without succumbing to hypothermia? It's not just bulk, it's biology's most robust thermal fortress. Ursus maritimus towers as the largest terrestrial carnivore, with males stretching 3 meters from nose to tail and females reaching 2.5 meters. Their frames are a living metaphor for armored resilience against temperatures plunging to minus 50 degrees Celsius. Their fur comprises 2 layers, a dense underfur 15 millimeters thick, and guard hairs up to 15 centimeters long that trap air for insulation. Each hollow hair acts as a mini thermos, reflecting infrared heat back to the black skin beneath, retaining up to 95% of body warmth. Picture a natural solar panel, converting light into heat that radiates inward. Their paws, 30 centimeters wide with partial webbing between toes and non-retractable claws 5 centimeters long, serve dual functions as paddles and ice grips. These anatomical marvels propel the bear at 6 kilometers per hour across open water and grip ice sheets during climbs. One 2012 satellite study tracked a female swimming 352 kilometers in 9 days while losing 22% of her body fat. The bear's low surface-to-volume ratio minimizes heat loss, while a blubber layer up to 10 centimeters thick, comprising 30 to 50% body fat, provides buoyancy and energy reserves for months without food. These reserves sustain metabolic rates of around 2,000 kilocalories daily during hunting. Evolutionarily, this aquatic affinity developed 150,000 years ago, with genomic adaptations allowing high-fat diets and efficient cholesterol processing through modified liver enzymes, preventing arterial plaques despite diets that are 80% fat. During maternity, females excavate snow dens up to 2 meters deep, giving birth to 1 to 3 cubs weighing around 0.5 kilograms each after gestations of 235 days. They nurse with milk containing 33% fat, enabling cubs to grow to 90 kilograms by the time they emerge from the den. Right now, biomechanical models quantify the adult bear's bite force at 1,295 pounds per square inch, surpassing even lions by 20% when crushing seal skulls. Could a mega bear reach 1,000 kilograms? And what's its blubber got to do with your winter jacket? Keep watching, because this is about to get frosty. This bear's no mere snow trudger. It's a blueprint for a frost-proof revolution. Back in the 1920s, Inuit-inspired parkas were already using bear fur. But today, Ursus maritimus's hollow hairs are the inspiration behind synthetic fibers that trap heat 40% more efficiently than standard insulation. In 2025, prototypes of extreme cold weather gear modeled after polar bear pelts are already outperforming military-grade gear, protecting explorers in temperatures below -60 degrees Celsius. But it's not just about apparel. The microstructure of polar bear paw pads, with papillae that grip ice at friction coefficients of 0.9, has inspired tire tread designs for winter vehicles. These improvements cut slipping by 50% in controlled road tests. The 2025 Journal of Biomechanics details how the viscoelastic properties of polar bear blubber, its shock-absorbing capabilities, are being used in advanced helmet padding, reducing concussions by 30%. As materials scientist Lydia Kisley puts it, this bear's a cold weather manual. Don't just study it, replicate it. It's truly the pelt of progress. But what happens when its jaws meet prey? Is it a crush or a conquest? Let's dive into the danger, because it's gonna crunch. The polar bear's hunt is nature's iciest takedown. When pursuing smaller prey like Arctic foxes, seabirds, or eggs, they show opportunism, raiding nests and snatching lemmings with near-perfect accuracy. On stationary targets, success rates can reach 95%. When targeting larger animals, seals, walruses, or even reindeer, the strategy becomes more tactical. Their signature move involves lurking at breathing holes in the ice, then smashing through ice up to 50 centimeters thick with paws that deliver blows of 500 newtons. Ringed seals are stunned and dragged out in hunts that can yield feasts of 30 kilograms in a single session. Against walruses, they often target vulnerable calves, with their powerful jaws piercing through blubber 10 centimeters thick. 2025 camera trap data confirms a 60% success rate on bearded seals. As for humans, attacks are rare but devastating. When they do occur, they involve claws up to 12 centimeters long that can tear flesh to a depth of 8 centimeters. A 2016 analysis recorded 73 documented attacks between 1870 and 2014. Most were exploratory, but 30% proved fatal. Compared to other predators, polar bears are unmatched. Grizzlies bite at around 987 pounds per square inch. Polar bears, 1,649. That's a 67% increase in bite force, enough to crush through bone and ice alike. Never faced a snowball fight? Multiply that by 1,000. Would you brave Ursus's realm? Comment below. I'm frozen to know. This bear is not just a thrill, it's a wake-up call. Its adaptations whisper, the Arctic holds blueprints. The polar bear's fur, retaining 95% of body heat, offers insights into architectural insulation that could cut heating costs by 30% in northern climates. Now picture BioBear tech booming. Could we over-engineer its blubber-inspired materials, pushing biology beyond its limits? Could we, in trying to mimic the Arctic's greatest survivor, put pressure on the very ecosystems that birthed it? Bioethicist Dr. Nora Frost warns, this bear's a gift, but greed could melt it. Exploit nature, and we lose more than fur. We lose fortitude. Yet the optimists among us see a win-win. Bear-inspired gear that equips future explorers, scientists, and builders, while also fueling conservation. In this vision, Ursus maritimus becomes a partner in Arctic innovation, a cold-weather colleague rather than a casualty. What if this bear doesn't just survive, but saves lives and the ice? Could its swimming endurance power next-gen ocean tech? We'll loop back, so stay chilled. The polar bear isn't just a bear. It's a flare, burning cold, lighting the path to a new frontier. Its 3-meter frame promises engineering breakthroughs from ice-grip boots to thermal suits. It's also a warning. Cherish nature's oddities, or risk losing their genius forever. As Dr. Frost might say, this bear's handed us the ice. Don't let it crack. Researchers are now diving deep into its physiology, exploring applications from cryogenic materials to robotics that function in extreme cold. But the clock is ticking, and the ice is melting. Now it's your turn. Should we chase the polar bear's frozen dreams, or tread lightly to save its chill? Drop your take below, and let's keep the flow going. One last chill. What if this bear's not the toughest? Could a hidden kin swim farther, bite harder, or unlock secrets we can't even dream of?